Newton once said in regards to his law of gravitation, if I was able to see any further in life, it was because I was standing on the shoulders of giants. Here, the giant he's referring to is his predecessor, Kepler. The question is, do you have a historical figure that you look up to and admire, and how has that person inspired you in life? This question goes to Iris.
You might feel boring that way every time I just cannot stop mentioning about people in Toastmasters. I think it's Master and Paul. They inspire me in my life, because with them, I know at my age, 50 years old, I still have another potential place that I can enrich my life. And this is the place just not like our workplace. I always ask people why we can find true friendship in Toastmasters. Why we couldn't find true friend at workplace. So I think that's why we TGI always emphasize that we are families. We build on love. We are so different from other Toastmasters, because even after the meeting, we still chat online. It's not the physical meeting limit our connection with each one. Because I think apart from colleagues, families, friends play a very important role in my life. And for me, I think every friend is just like a book. When you approach them, you just like read a book and find every possibility in your life. I think everyone here, I can learn something from you. So I think this is what I always treat every Friday night is the place I must go. And I'm so glad last Friday night I had a chat with our table topic master, a young guy who loved his church so much. And the church might be the reason that he would consider to stay in Taiwan. And thank you for bringing your friend here. Toastmaster.
Mark Twain once said, the two most important days of your life is the day that you were born and the day you figured out why. What is the most important day of your life?
Okay, the most important day of my life, I will think about the time when I challenged myself of cycling in Spain. The trip I joined, and that trip is about cycling in Spain. Why would that be important in my life is because I'm not really as sporty. I'm not really a very built-up fitness fit, just like Lester. And so that was very challenging for me. But I decided to join. It's because my sister and my sister-in-law, they are really into cycling. Yeah. So I just tried, and it really kills me. Yeah, I never figured out that cycling on road cycling can be that tough, because even though I do workout in gym, and I figured that maybe I could do maybe like a 5 or 10 kilometers will be fine, but the road trip is about 20 or 50 like that, and like halfway through I was like, oh my god, why did I decided to join that trip? Yeah, so it was really memorable, and I think I met a couples, and they were really nice to me, because they just waited for me when I couldn't catch up, but they could just go on their way. So I find that even though, just like in life, we often meet challenges, and sometimes it's an obstacles that maybe it's hard for us to get over with. But I find that the process is like it's not about completing it, but it's about the challenge you take and how you fight it through. Yeah, so that's my important day in my life, I think.
All right, the last question of the evening, I want to illustrate with a little story. I promise it'll be short. A journalist once asked Newton, if you could use this marker and this board to represent how much of the world you know about, how big would that circle be? It was a blackboard actually. But Newton took the piece of chalk and he did this. Basically, encircling the entire whiteboard. And then the journalist said, well, that's kind of a hefty claim. Are you claiming that you know everything about the world? And then Newton replied, but outside of the world is a universe that I cannot even begin to fathom. So the question of the evening is, what is something that you've always wondered or been curious about? And what steps have you taken to try to understand that thing better? This question goes to May.
Well, I love this question very much because I've been travel for several countries, and because of COVID-19, we can't go anywhere. Yeah, right? Yes, so I miss these countries I've been there. And when I review my photos that I've been traveled, and I think, wow, this is Netherlands, beautiful. And Belgium, and Japan. I've been there for 9 times. So the question is how I'm curious about the world, right? If for me, I would say I want to just live there, and one of my favorite countries, I want to live there, not stay there maybe for 3 to 5 years to see how they live there, how is their exactly life. Not only travel, for a tourist, we just see the very appearance, not the detail of their life. So we don't know how, it's a happiness for me if I can wake up and see the cherry blossoms, see the autumn leaves. It's happiness, and if I live there, I can see them every day. So if you ask me what's my next step, I will say when I retired, I will go to Japan, live in Kyoto to see the cherry blossom, to see the autumn leaves, and maybe go to Hokkaido to see the snow and to experience their true life. Back to